Hello friends, welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So I thought I would bring you into the kitchen here today for a quick little coffee chat. So I have a little bit of a good news and a bad news sort of day to day to share with you. But first of all, if you are subscribed to my newsletter, or if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that I just got back from a trip to Arkansas. A very dear friend of mine and her family just moved there. When they were packing up their U-Hauls, they had a handful of things that just wouldn't fit. And so I volunteered to take the things with me and brought them back to my house, and I just told her, you know, when you're settled in, I will just come pay a visit and I'll bring them with me. And so that is what I did, and the area is just absolutely stunning. I had not been to this part of Arkansas before. Actually, the only couple of times I've ever been to Arkansas was to drive through Arkansas on my way to other places. And so we just kind of explored the area, and we went for a drive one of the days on this road called the Pig Trail. And it is one of the most windy, switchback filled, intense roads I have ever been on. I've been on a few like that, but you don't see roads like that very often. It is really intense, but it is beautiful. And there was one spot where we stopped at an overlook and kind of took in the view, and all I could think was, man, can you imagine what this will look like when the leaves begin to turn? It is going to be stunning. And you know, that lookout was actually only a few miles away from her new home. Absolutely beautiful. So I look forward to going there again sometime. And you know, while I was there, I got to meet a few of her neighbors. And the last morning that I was there reminded me a lot of my mornings here on our homestead, A Good Life Farm, because you had that beautiful misty haze that was just floating across the pasture, and just, it was absolutely beautiful. Same kind of morning that we had here today. Ava, you always want to cuddle when I've got coffee. So originally, I was planning on doing a sourdough video for today. It was going to be part of the collaboration that my friend Anna at Fermented Homestead has organized, and I had a little bit of a mishap. I was not paying attention and completely messed up the recipe. And unfortunately, I didn't have enough discard to restart it. And so thankfully, her sister from Hamakua Homestead had her sourdough recipe ready to go. And so she was posting her video today. And then I'm just going to take her slot instead. And so that'll give me some time to build up some more discard and be able to redo that recipe and video to share with you guys. So that video is actually going to go up on Saturday this week. And so instead of a video on Friday, I will be sharing that video on Saturday. I might try and do a video on Friday as well, but no guarantees, because I've got a lot going on this week, and we're already midweek. So yesterday I had to go to the dentist. I have managed to break a tooth. And thankfully, she was able to get me in right away to evaluate it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have a crown done to repair it because it's a pretty good break. I'm not in pain or anything. It's just lovely to look at, I say with sarcasm. But she had a cancellation, and she's going to be able to fit me in tomorrow to get this work done. But on the downside, tomorrow is Thursday, and tomorrow is the day that I'm normally filming my Friday video. So that's why I say I don't know if I'll be able to swing a video for Friday, because obviously my day is going to be occupied with a long dentist appointment, and then of course after that I'm going to be numb. So I don't know that I'm going to be filming anything tomorrow, so therefore I don't know if I'll have a Friday video going up. I wasn't sure I would have one for Wednesday, but I decided, you know what, we're just going to get up in the morning, have some coffee, and share what's been going on around here. So while I'm sitting here sharing, I feel like I have Ava hair all over me now. While I'm here sharing, I thought I would touch on something real quick, and that is I'm doing a little bit of downsizing. Of course, you know that I have been talking about purging the house and downsizing the stuff that is in here, but I'm also downsizing things in my life. I talked about in one of my videos recently where I was talking about the fall feasts, how the autumn always seems like a time of evaluation and resetting and change, and you know, just kind of mixing things. You do not need my coffee. Just kind of changing things up and seeing what is working for me and what is not working for me. And most definitely one of the things that is not working for me in my life is my social media. I have shared many times that the best way to stay up to date on everything happening at the homestead is to be subscribed to my email newsletter. And that remains and will remain the best way to stay updated. However, you know, that we have all of these social media platforms, and technically YouTube is considered a social media platform, but I don't count that. We have all of these other platforms. We've got Facebook and Instagram and MeWe and what are all of them? Gab and Parler, and there's tons of them. And I will say that when a new one starts up, I usually go on there and create an account. That way, if the social media site takes off, I've already got the username that I want. However, I just cannot maintain this many social media accounts. I will often forget to post on them, and I definitely don't get on there to check for comments or messages or things like that. There's just not enough time in the day, to be quite frank. And so it's time to downsize those. I posted the other day on MeWe, because MeWe is very similar to Facebook, where you can have your personal profile page, but then you can create a business page for, you know, other things. However, what is different is with MeWe, you have to pay for those business pages. And even though it's a nominal fee, to be honest, I just don't feel like it is worth the return of investment, because while there's a handful of people on there who follow my page, like I said, I just don't have the time to maintain all of these different social media platforms. And so I did an announcement on the MeWe page that I was going to be deleting it. I'm still going to keep my profile page on there, and everything I post on there I make public anyway. So if you do want to follow my personal profile, which, you know, has my face, you can. But I am going to delete the MeWe page, the business page, as well as, I don't know if I'll delete all of the other social media platforms. I'll probably leave the pages up, but I'm just not going to be using them. They're just going to be there. Eventually the platforms may delete them, but I just, you know, like I said, there's not enough hours in the day for me to maintain all of these different platforms. Not unless I want to quit doing YouTube, which then what would be the point, right? So of course I am on Instagram. I really don't see myself ever deleting that account unless something drastic happens. Instagram is actually my favorite social media platform because of all of the photography, because I love photography. I love browsing the photos that people take, and while it is kind of moving towards the reels and stories and all that stuff, it still is very photo heavy, which is my favorite. And you know, I love photography, and so I love seeing that. And so Instagram has always been my favorite social media platform. And of course I do have Facebook. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I don't get on there much though. I get on, I post, I get off. And you know, I don't keep Messenger on my phone or anything like that. And so if people do message me there, it may be a bit before I see it. It's just not, it's not a priority for me. If you do want to send me a private message, to be honest, Instagram is probably the quickest way to get a hold of me, because I do actually check those messages. I'm really bad about my email too. But I do try to at least get on there periodically and go through all of the messages there. The problem with the email account is that it really gets flooded with spam because it's been public for so many years. It takes a bit to find the real emails in the midst of the sea of spam. But in any case, I have a work day ahead of me today. I got up this morning thinking that I was going to be going out and working outside, mowing the pasture, things like that. But then I checked the weather and I saw, today is going to be 95 degrees, but Friday is going to be a high of 79. Needless to say, I've got on the painting work clothes and I'm going to be painting my house. I'm freshening up my living room and my bedroom. Finally, it was kind of the plan last year, but I've just been busy. And so I'm going to be taking advantage of the air conditioning on the 95-degree day, and I'm going to be painting. And then Friday, I'm going to get outside and work in the beautiful, beautiful 79-degree weather. So that is what I have ahead of me today. And yeah, so I'm gonna drink one more cup of coffee, I think, and then I'm gonna get going. And then tomorrow I'll be headed to the dentist. So thanks for joining me here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And be sure to join me on Saturday this week for the next edition of the Fall into Sourdough collaboration from my channel here. I'll talk to y'all next time.